use the medications and to come out about using the medications and no longer feel shame about the medications.
Right. Indirectly, or actually directly, when Oprah says this, it actually makes me more money. But I'm still not going to sit there and agree with Oprah Winfrey. Coach Greg, in today's video, it's your fault.
What did I do?
Oprah Winfrey is going to tell you that, no, the obesity gene is making you fat and you have no choice about it. And so all of these years, it's never been your fault all along. It's actually the obesity gene. And so, hey, pat yourself on the back because it's not your fault.
If you carry the obesity gene, if that is what you have, that is what makes you overeat.
How many people out there believe that Oprah said this for free? That the multi-billion-dollar company selling Ozempic, Tirzepatide, whatever, that there isn't an ulterior motive for her to tell you these things? I mean, after all, Oprah, one of the most famous females in all the world, if she says that it's not your fault, then you're going to believe her. And you know what you're then going to do? You're going to buy Ozempic. You're going to buy more of these drugs.
You don't overeat and become obese. Right. Obesity causes you to overeat.
Let's get things straight. There is no obesity gene. She's acting like there's some gene, and if you got it, you're obese. And there's nothing you can do about it. Obesity is on a spectrum, and every one of us has either more propensity to becoming obese or less. Yes, your genes are going to make it more difficult for you to stay lean, but ultimately, in the end, the choice is in fact yours. Biology doesn't erase physics. You still need to eat in a calorie deficit in order to gain weight. You can't say, well, if I'm in a calorie deficit, I'm going to break out in hives, and so I need to be obese. You're obese because you chose it. That's right. You chose it. We've had this debate for years. Obesity is a choice, a difficult one for some people, but a choice nonetheless. If you think that you're obese because you have an obesity gene, you're thinking, well, I have no say in this. I have no control. What Oprah stated takes the power away from you. And so you might be thinking, she's so understanding. She gets me. She feels me. What she's doing is she's disempowering you into thinking there's nothing you can do aside from buying Ozempic or whatever GLP that there is. And so I'm full disclosure here. I'm a part owner of AlgoRx, and if you go to the website and you purchase said peptides, I'm going to make more money. And so indirectly, or actually directly, when Oprah says this, it actually makes me more money. But I'm still not going to sit there and agree with Oprah Winfrey. And not only that, did you miss that video where I explained that Ozempic can cause blindness, that they're being sued for over $1 billion? And not only that, I saw this in a study just the other day, over a 100% increase in people committing that thing where you're no longer with us. I don't want to say that word. It starts with an S. This is what Ozempic, Tirzepatide, the GLPs can also do, aside from reducing the food noise and making it much easier for you to lose weight. That I agree with. Remember, this is a no bullshit channel. I speak the truth and I'm not going to lie to you. Aside from making it much easier for you to lose weight, it also reduces the level of dopamine you experience from doing a variety of different things. For example, sexy time, smoking cigarettes, shopping, gambling, eating. You have less pleasure from the pleasures in life, the fun things. I mean, how many people out there are going to disagree with me that gambling, sexy time, smoking, drinking, partying, and so on, that those things are not pleasureful? And you know what that can ultimately do? Well, for some people, it makes them not want to be here. When you purchase these things, it can make me more money, but I don't want to make money at the expense of you no longer being with us. That would make no sense. Does it happen to everyone? Of course not. When they do studies on Ozempic, Tirzepatide, and so on, a whole bunch of people benefit from it, and then there's a whole bunch of people that don't, who experience negative side effects. Nausea, throwing up. They can't use the bathroom. They're in pain. This is bad, but remember, we're a very vain society and people will do anything to lose weight. And so if you dangle an injection, hey, if you take this, you're going to have an easier time to lose weight. What do you think people are going to do? They're going to take it to the same extent. Hey, you inject this, you take TRT, steroids, testosterone, and clomiphene, your life is going to get better. And so you buy it. But remember, I always recommend that you try to do things naturally first. And so rather than using hormones, testosterone, HRT, Ozempic, whatever, to try to lose weight, try to lose it on your own first. Now, of course, I sell a cookbook to help you to lose weight. I encourage you to go to the gym to do cardio, zone 2. And I explain to that in videos, but many of you, you're going to hate me. All you do is care about money. Yeah, whatever. I care about money. I care about helping people. Two things can be true at the same time. Try to lose the weight. Try to do it without it. But if it's not working and you're still obese, I'm not here to say don't try Ozempic, don't try tirzepatide. I'm not saying don't go to Algorex to try to save a ton of money, because in comparison to Americ Health, it's significantly cheaper. It's about half price. And obviously use code Greg for 10% off. But I don't want you to buy these things if you can do it on your own. And if you do end up needing it, please use the lowest dose that makes you happy. I don't understand every single day. Even my friends are using too high doses. You have no idea how many messages I get, DMs, friends telling me, oh, I'm on Ozempic, but I never want to eat anymore. And I always have a stomach ache and I'm nauseous. It sucks. And I'm like, do you ever think about using half that dose? Why are you taking so much? If you're taking something, so much of it, and it's ruining your life, why are you not reducing the doses? And so I feel like I'm a reasonable person and I'm listening to people explain to me what they're doing. And I'm thinking, why don't you just listen to me? I'm 50 years old. I've been young once before. I think about these things. I consider myself an educated person. And so if my theory is to try something and you don't know what to do, why not just listen to me? Like, take my opinion and go with it. And so when I say the lowest dose that makes you happy, I'm not saying take the maximum dose. I'm saying less is more. Just enough to get you the results that you need. The food noise is too strong. You need it. Okay, I get it. Your genetics suck. You can't lose weight without it. And so you take a little bit of the Ozempic. Enough to reduce the food noise just so that you can stick to your diet. Not so much so that you never want to eat, that you have no pleasure in life and you want to commit you know what. What's wrong with you? And if you don't want to try the Ozempics, you don't want to go to Algorex for clomiphene and so on, why not try GLP Max from HLT Supplements? And have you not already tried GO2 Max to improve your cardio? I mean, imagine you can actually go and do cardio and burn calories, become a better butter burner. And Turk Platinum. You know, the Turk that's actually legit, unlike the other companies that have been scamming you for years. The actual Turk, you get to the website, you buy all these things, you put in the Blue Lobster into your cart, and you do the pre-workout, you do the cardio, and you lose the weight, and you listen to Coach Greg. Just because it's 2026, you think that pharmaceutical companies, out of the kindness of their heart, they don't care about making billions of dollars. I'm talking billions with a B. People will do almost anything for thousands of dollars. Imagine millions, or make it billions. When there's billions of dollars on the line, do you think people are willing to lie? Oh, let's not talk about those negative side effects from Ozempic. Let's not mention the ocular difficulties. Let's not mention the sadness, the depression, and what that could lead to. I mean, what the hell? It's only a 106% increase. Why would we put a black box warning on that? It's not like it's going to matter. Yeah, once you've made billions of dollars, years later, it turned out that there was a problem all along. Does that not sound like the Halloween mask we were forced to wear? Oh, years later, we didn't need it after all. Sorry. After we made $100 billion on its sales. And so if you think for 1 second that no way would the government or pharmaceutical companies or any of them lie to us, Well, you probably also still believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, now don't you?
Obesity is about biology. Obesity is not a choice. It is not a personal failure. 2/3 of Americans did not wake up one morning and decide to have a disease.
Isn't it ironic that there's more people that have this deficiency, this problem, than people that don't? What are the odds of that most people would be born with something that we shouldn't have? That we wouldn't have evolved to be like this, that magically, out of nowhere, we're all wrong. Our bodies, our biology, inaccurate. If it was 5,000 years ago, this obesity epidemic, it wouldn't exist. Why do you think that is? Because obesity would be a benefit. The more calories that you can eat, the hungrier you are, the lower likely you're going to survive. Because when you're more hungry, trust me, you're more motivated to go and eat. Only thing is, you couldn't just open the freezer and get out a tub of Haagen-Dazs. You couldn't go in the pantry and grab some cookies. You had to go and hunt. You had to go walk perhaps in the woods, pick some blueberries, pick some strawberries, go and hunt a deer. You had to go out and get food, and it was hard. You burn a lot of calories. And so the people who were hungrier ate more food, they had more body fat, and they were able to survive the harsh winters. And so obesity, it's not really a thing. There's just people who are more hungry and people who are less hungry.
I think understanding that obesity is a disease starts to shift from that.
Well, that's what shifted me. That's what got me to use the medications.
Why do you think they want to say that obesity is a disease? Like, let's put our thinking caps on for a few minutes. Do you think it's possible that if they label obesity as a disease, then healthcare providers are suddenly going to have to pay for all these medications? I mean, if it's the same thing as high blood pressure, if you go to the doctor and your blood pressure is 170 over 120, they're going to give you telmisartan, they're going to give you whatever. They give you the prescription and it's free, it's covered because it's a disease. If you need insulin, hey, you're diabetic, you need it. And so it's covered. Medical coverage worth billions of dollars. And so if we can convince everyone that obesity is some form of a gene, disease, mutation, whatever, then the healthcare providers, well, is covered. And then guess who makes all of this money? Now in Canada, with free healthcare, isn't it great though? Because it's free. How do you think it's free? We, as in me, mostly me and some other Canadians, they pay for everyone's healthcare in Canada. We pay for it out of our taxes. And so when it's free, it's not really free. We, mostly me, pay for it. And I say mostly me because I make more than most people. And how it works is they charge 10 or 100 times more than it actually costs. And so by the time you get it free, you know, the medication that costs 20 cents, for example, the prednisone that they prescribed for me because I had bronchitis on the cruise ship, the 21 cents each that it cost me. Well, in Canada, they're going to charge you hundreds of dollars. Yay, thanks, Canada. It's kind of like when you get in a car accident and you have to repair your car. And they say, oh, is it under insurance? And they say, yeah. And they say, oh, I had $6,000 to repair that door. But if you pay it out of your own pocket, it's $2,000. And why do you think that is? Because, well, the insurance is going to pay for it, and so it's free. It's not how it works. And the fact that it's free when you have your car accident, how do you think they're paying for that? They're paying it from your friggin' deductible. They're getting it from the amount of money you spend on your insurance. For example, the $21,000 a year I spend on my car insurance in case I get in an accident, they're using that money to pay for your free car repairs.
I've been on blood pressure medication for as long as I can remember because both of my parents have high blood pressure. High blood pressure runs in the Black community.
You know what else increases blood pressure? Obesity. Being obese, you know, eating too much chips and Haagen-Dazs and being 100 pounds overweight. And if you lose weight, you know what typically is going to go down? Your blood pressure. But do you know that with Ozempic, these changes don't happen as much as you would predict? For some reason, when you're using Ozempic, tirzepatide, and so on, the health markers that you would see through blood work, blood pressure, all the different things, they don't improve as much when you're on said medication than when you're not. And so isn't that strange? If you lose the weight from doing cardio, you know, going to the gym, lifting weights, eating from my cookbook, you're actually healthier than if you lose the weight when you're taking Ozempic. And so Ozempic isn't as good. And I'm not saying you shouldn't use it. I'm not saying it doesn't have any benefit, but it's not as good as if you were able to do it on your own. Just saying.
All these years, I thought I was overeating. I was standing there with all the food noise, what I ate. I thought that was because of me and my fault.
No, your biology didn't change physics. You can't break the laws of thermodynamics. You were still eating in a surplus. That's your fault. You chose to do that with personal chefs at home and cardio at your disposal. If you chose to do the cardio and you chose to eat healthy, and Oprah, if you had my freaking cookbook, or if you had Coach Greg as your chef, no way would you be overweight. But why would you want to listen to that? You know, if Oprah watched all my videos and she did what I said, Oprah wouldn't be overweight. She probably wouldn't even need Ozempic.
Now I understand that if you carry the obesity gene, if that is what you have, that is what makes you overeat.
Now I understand that it's not my fault whatsoever. I'm taking all accountability away because, you know, after all, I am a woman. And so why would I want to be accountable? I would not. And so I'm going to make excuses. And so as Oprah Winfrey is just so famous and people respect her. And so when she says this, other fat pieces of shit out there who are lazy, they can sit there and say, see, is saying see. Is that beneficial? I'm fat because of the obesity gene. It's not my fault. I couldn't have done anything about it. Coach Greg and his yapping about a cookbook and 150 minutes of cardio and going to the gym. What a loser. He hates us. He just wants to make fun of us, calls us fat pieces of shit, calls us lazy. Oprah, she's a nice woman because she says it's not our fault. Well, perhaps being paid by pharmaceutical companies worth billions of dollars. I mean, why would she do that? But she's so nice because she makes us feel good about ourselves. You really feel good about yourself right about now? Oprah saying it's okay that you're fat and lazy and that you don't do cardio and you eat shit food and it's all your genetics' fault. That makes you feel good about yourself. Well, it's going to make you feel good when you're dead. Wouldn't you rather hear the truth? A wake-up call, if you will. Get out there and move. Who cares whose fault it is? As soon as you start blaming other people, putting accountability on everyone else, you limit your ability to change. And so that changes everything. Oprah is ruining it for so many people, but yet she thinks she's doing a good thing.
That's what got me to use the medications and to come out about using the medications and no longer feel shame about the medications.
I mean, the fact that you guys are such losers and you care what people think of you this much, like, I don't understand it. Like, why do you give a shit so much about what people say? Oh, I'm too ashamed to use Ozempic because somebody will make fun of me and say I have Ozempic vulva, Ozempic face, Ozempic this and that. Who fucking cares? Men use testosterone. Oh, I can't admit it because if people find out I'm on HRT, they'll think I'm a loser. Why do you care what people think? Take what you need, take what you want. If it's enclomiphene, if it's Cialis, if it's Viagra, if it's Telmisartan, take what you need. Go to AlgorX, code Greg, 10% off. Obviously, you want to get a deal on these items. You get pharmaceutical products from a doctor, prescription, not illegal, not some SARM's bathtub website. Prescription, pharmaceutical grade, legal items prescribed by a doctor. That is AlgorX in a nutshell. And so whatever you need, don't feel ashamed of it. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment that you're embarrassed to admit what you're taking. Oh, I couldn't tell anyone that I'm on Ozempic or Telmisartan or that I want Cialis to get harder than friggin' last time. Literally, I can't admit it because what if she or he makes fun of me? Are you that big of a loser? I mean, goodness, come on. That's enough of this video. Stop being losers. Stop being pathetic. Stop giving a shit about what other people think of you. Ending it here. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch one of those two bloops. And if you want to get sponsored, get paid even by Coach Greg and HLT supplements, apply. The bigger the following, the better it is for us because you can promote it to more people. And if you want to have HLT supplements in your stores, gyms, and so on, click the link and apply. And until next time, I am out.